What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again. And if you're looking at this on Ruckusaurus Rex, the channel where we discuss and review all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals, welcome. As you can see, this is a dual channel review because we got something, at least for me, a little special here. So I figured it would go well with both my channels because what we have here is technically a prehistoric animal and it's also an action figure. So why not show on both channels? So you see what we got going on here. This is Godzilla -1. It reads on the packaging Godzilla 2023. Obviously it's from the recent movie -1, which, by the way, has recently won an Academy Award for Best Special Effects, and they were banging. That is for sure. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. And this Godzilla was definitely a winner in terms of its design. It was terrifying as Godzilla goes. And yeah, this was definitely something to behold. The movie was. They even re-released it in a version called Godzilla minus color. It was in black and white. Unfortunately for me, I didn't even know about it until after it came and went, because I would have definitely triple dipped. And I say triple dip because I did double dip and see -1 twice. I would have definitely triple dipped and observed it in black and white. Black and white gives it an entirely different aesthetic. Anybody that looks at any films that are in black and white knows what I'm talking about. Anyway, this is a figure from Bandai, aka SH Monsterarts division, and yes, they've been releasing Godzilla's kaiju related to Godzilla for several years now. There are all kinds of iterations of Godzilla going all the way back to 1954, the 1954 version. So they keep up with their Godzilla, that's for sure. They really specialized in the, I believe, I get them mixed up, but I believe it's the Heisei series. In other words, the all of the movies that came out in the 90s, because they came out with a lot of kaiju that were associated with Godzilla from that time. Not so much from the 70s. They do have a few from the 70s, and they have a few from the 2000s on, but not like they were kicking it with the 90s. Our side packaging has got a nice visual of this figure. If this figure looks anything like this once we get it out, I mean, they usually, talking about SH Monsterarts, they usually, the sculpts of their Godzillas and related kaiju are usually spot on to the source material. And I have no doubt that this is going to follow suit. The other side of the packaging has an even larger image of the figure within. This, yeah, I'm really, the more I keep looking at this packaging on the outside, the more I am anticipating getting this bad boy open. Finally, here's the rear of the packaging. Obviously, all of the text that you see there is in the native tongue. You see another few digital images. Well, you see one digital image of Godzilla, and then you see two photos of Godzilla. And then if you look right there below, as I try to zoom in a little bit, you can see the sculptor of this particular figure. And then off to the left, we've got the G symbol transparent, and you could kind of sort of see the figure within. We won't need to be looking at that because we're about to get that figure without. And here we have it, Godzilla 23, or -1, however you want to think of him, in all of his glory. And as I suspected, expected, and anticipated, it is a mirror image of what we saw in the film, the latest iteration of Godzilla, and it's a beauty. And it's wild saying that about something so well, ugly. But yeah, as Godzillas go, this is excellent. Another work of art by Bandai Monsterarts, Monsterarts, I should say. It's I mean, what more can I say? The design is there, so it's really good. So I'm not going to sit here and fawn over it all crazy. We're going to get Godzilla off of the base and get a closer look. And here's -1 or 23 in his glory up close and personal. Uh, in case you guys didn't know, and just in case I'm wrong and left any movies in my mental Rolodex out, I believe -1, having come out last year, 2023, had its own kind of sort of hidden Easter egg, if you will. If I'm not mistaken, and please check me if I'm wrong in the comments below, there were 23 Godzilla movies prior to -1, which makes perfect sense that -1 was released in 2023. But I could be wrong and there could be more. I counted off 23 Godzilla movies dating all the way back to 1954, the original Gojira. So once again, check me if I'm mistaken. But we've got -1 right here, or 23, if you will. And like I said, it is a beauty. If anyone knows anything about SH, Bandai, Monster Arts, or Figure Arts, you know that that company is the king of ball joints. So this is more or less super articulated in terms of all of the areas that have articulation, and basically they're all ball joints. It's just crazy. I'm really impressed with the scales. They're just like in the movie. They don't push in or come out like they did in the movie. Spoiler alert, by the way, in case you didn't see it and didn't know that ability of Godzilla. Whenever Godzilla was about to utilize his heat ray, his atomic blast, his spines would actually not just glow, we all know about the glowing, but they would actually spring out even further before he let loose. And boy, if you've seen the film, you know that he let loose. We've seen iterations of that atomic blast before, but never like in -1. Trust and believe. It was absolutely devastating. Unfortunately, what we see here is all we get with Godzilla. Monster Arts is notorious for that. Very rarely do we get heat rays with Godzilla, which I don't understand at all, especially at the price points that these figures come in at. This, I could tell you right now, that I got a good deal. I got this from GameStop, by the way, and being a pro member, I managed to get it reduced. It was going for $140. That is $140 US. Pro members, it was 133, plus I amassed points, so it went down even further than that for me. So still expensive, but I still got over. Still got over. So yeah, happy with that. Now, looking at that detail, you can see all of that. I'm going to get closer up on the head because as big as Godzilla is, he does have a teeny tiny head. And right there, you can see there's the head, and look at the detail there. All the scales, those angry-looking eyes. It's just, yeah, this is definitely quite the sight to behold. We're just going to go down and look at the figure a little bit more. See if I think I'm a little blurry there. So yeah, that's a little bit better. And yes, look at all of that. That's just so impressive. All those scales, all that detail. The guy we saw on the back of the packaging, he's responsible for this. He sculpted this. Looks very, very accurate to the source material. Everything is just nice. The wrinkles, the scales, everything. Going further down, these big friggin' patas there. Crazy. Very nice. And then, of course, we've got the symbolic extra long Godzilla tail. See, it's still going. Yes. So very, very nice. Very, very nice figure right there. I'm just got out of frame there. But we're back. Yes, he looks very, very good. Now to go over Godzilla's articulation. And like I said, Bandai, SH, whether it's Figure Arts or Monsterarts, they are the league leaders when it comes to ball joints. And there's no difference here. We've got the mouth. It can open a little bit wider than that, but that's all you're really going to get in terms of the mouth opening. I wish it could get a little bit wider. I guess I got it a little bit wider there. That's a little bit better, because I'd like to see if I can shove an existing energy effect in there. I'll try it a little bit later in the review. But we've got that. The head is on its own ball joint, so you have articulation up there. You've got articulation in the upper section of the neck, and then the lower section of the neck / that first set of spines. You've got that, so he's got that articulation. Utilizing that first neck joint along with the head, you can get it to move a little bit. It's wild. They have a lot of sections of articulation. They just don't move, crazy to the left, right, up, down. But you do have some. It's not like Godzilla's going to be flipping and doing, acrobatic tricks or anything. As far as the arms, I got to face him up. The arms can rotate. You can flail it out, as you could see right there. You've got articulation at the elbow and at the bicep. You've got articulation at the paw or hand, and it goes horizontal. It's on a ball peg, so you get it all, really. It's on a ball, so you get it all around circular like that. Upper torso, you've got articulation there, as you can see. And then the next joint, you've got articulation there as well. So you can do that. You've got this kind of like a belt. It separates the upper from the lower. Looking at the legs, you've got articulation right there at the thigh. At the knee, there are two joints there. You've got one right there. And then the actual knee, you see you've got that articulation. Then at the ankle, you've got articulation there. And then the toes, believe it or not, they all individually have articulation. So you can move each toe independently. So that's pretty cool. Not the dew claw, which is weight bearing. The dew claw is on the ground, so it is a weight bearing toe, so to speak. And then the tail, right there where the tail meets the body, you've got articulation there. And then every section has got a ball joint. Now keep in mind, this is SH Monsterarts, and you do have articulation all over the place, but because they're on ball joints, they do tend to come off when you take it a little bit too far. So definitely keep that in mind. But I didn't mention that the hind limbs can flail out like that as well. So That's another point of articulation that's pretty good. So, and looks like I thought for a second that the feet swivel, but no, they swivel at the knee. So that, my friends, is the articulation for Godzilla -1. And now to kick off some comparisons, you know they're all going to be about Godzilla. So we kick off naturally the original 1954 Gojira up against -1. Next up, we've got Godzilla from 1991. This is when they basically rebooted Godzilla in the film. This was from Godzilla versus King Ghidorah, which came out in the States in '92. And Godzilla was reimagined. He came back more powerful and much larger than ever. And this version of Godzilla basically was carried throughout the '90s. And when the '90s or Heisei series of Godzilla films came to an end, I believe it was in either '96 or '97, came back in 2000 with Godzilla 2000 Millennium. After 2000 Millennium, the next series of Godzilla films that were in the early 2000s, the Millennium series, I guess you could call them, they were for the most part self-contained. There were no continuity. All the other Godzilla films that came before it, from Godzilla Raids Again all the way to Godzilla versus Destroyer, were it was as though they never even happened. So they would refer back to the original Godzilla, Gojira, and for the most part, Godzilla's design changed all the time. This Godzilla was from 2001. It kicked it off. Everything after this particular version of Godzilla basically maintained the same type of design, but this marked a return big time to Godzilla being a villain. This was from, the name of the film was Godzilla, Mothra, King Ghidorah, Giant Monsters Attack. I believe that was the title. It was a long title. It also had Baragon in there. And here's the thing. Baragon and King Ghidorah were all good guys, believe it or not. Mothra is always a good guy. She's always a good guy. So that's no surprise at all. But take a look at this particular Godzilla 2001 and look at the eyes. This Godzilla basically comprised all of the souls from the atomic bomb and all that type stuff. That's what created Godzilla. He's kind of sort of like the embodiment of souls and rage. You see the look at the eyes, pupilless. He was totally evil. I don't have Shin Godzilla in my collection. I wasn't really crazy about the design. It just looked, that was a horrendous looking Godzilla. And I mean that in a good way. It was ugly as hell, for real. I just wasn't crazy about the design. The neurotic completionist in me will more than likely compel me to pick it up one day, but that day hasn't arrived yet. I do, however, have all of the versions from the Legendary series, the American series of Godzilla films. So yeah, I do have the 2014 version. I do have the King of the Monsters version. And of course, what we got here is Godzilla versus Kong version with the glowing spines. And I'm trying to say Bandai SH Monsterarts fashion, no blast effects to go with the illuminated spines. I just don't understand it. Here's a blast effect that did come with Godzilla 91, so I used it on that, and I took it from that figure to show here. So you can get a blast effect in Godzilla's mouth. It does open wide enough to accommodate. However, having said that, I could tell you right now that this particular effect pales in comparison with what minus one's real atomic blast looked like in the film. But if you got it, you got something like this, you can use it. Or, I don't even know how a third party blast effect would look. But if they come close to what it looked like in the film, that would be spectacular. And so, final thoughts on the SH Monsterarts Bandai Godzilla 2023, aka Godzilla minus one, from the most recent Toho film that, by the way, won an Academy Award for special effects and justifiably deserved, in my opinion. The effects in the movie were awesome, and the design for Godzilla even more so, and that's been replicated here with this action figure. It's got the articulation all over the place, and the design, the detail is just awesome. And I'm going to have a lot of fun with this guy. You guys can probably tell that I'm going to have a lot of fun just based on this quick makeshift display end cap for the review. Let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Also, while you're down there, let me know what you think about this figure. Let me know what you guys think on should I do more kaiju related stuff, aka SH Monsterarts stuff, on either channel, whether it's the primary or Ruckosaurus Rex. I mean, Godzilla is technically a prehistoric animal, so it definitely fits. So yeah, let me know what you guys think, and we'll see what's up. And speaking of seeing what's up, I want to see what's up down below in terms of giving a thumbs up. And also, I'd like for you guys to subscribe if you haven't done so. Please do so if you're so inclined. And if you are interested in being notified for when I upload another video, there's a bell down there too. Hit that, notified you shall be. If this were the other channel, meaning the primary channel, I would end it with, that's how it gets done. But since it's for both, I'm going to say thank you guys for rocking with me. Take care. Peace.